So foundation. So right now on the stream, what I'm doing for those watching, and if you all helping me out here are watching, is I copied a Blades in the Dark faction manager because the system comes with like a default setting and factions, and I've hacked it up a little bit to fit my interests. So I'm just right now just updating the list of factions on this tab where we can track their projects. Between each mission, the GM is supposed to like roll dice for how each faction is like how well they perform, and when they complete projects, like determine what that means for the world and decide what they're working on next. And that's basically how like you can just kind of set up all of these opposing forces, and then the players can kind of engage with that and influence like successes and failures. But it's also how factions like grow in tier or get decreased in tier. It is a good city generator. Coffee, thank you for finding it for me. Captain Pick, yep, that was the Rust brother they talked to. Hey Greg, good to see you. Coffee and Greg were here last time I did faction stuff. They helped me actually figure out the names and some of the descriptions for some of these factions. But if y'all are in the Roll20 and you go to the journal, you can find a Factions of Alderstone character sheet that lists all the factions. And if you click these little triangles next to them, you can see descriptions for them.
This is pretty elaborate.
Yeah, it is pretty cool. So the Gray Cloaks, those are some former Rust brothers. The Grinders, yep, we still have them. They're former. Oh shoot, I need to be updating all the descriptions in here probably. 5, the Horde. Oh yeah, I remember what that is.
Horde.
The Horde.
Loktar Ogar.
Loktar Ogar. Okay.
I know that meme.
Okay, so the bill hooks.
Jeremiah. Hell yeah.
Right. Well, we'll just keep going. Okay. The Imperial Military. That is the Iron Guard, because they are the like super badass Rust brothers. The Ink Rakes, the journalists, muckrakers, and newspaper publishers. I rebranded those thanks to Greg and Eric. They are the Creed of Flowing Ink, which is a kind of a nod to the god Flow, which is very much in the face of the Rust brothers and the Church of Rust. The inspectors and magistrates, yep. Iron Hook Prison. We are getting rid of consulates because there are no consulates. Laborers, yep, okay. The Lampbacks. Oh, I called those something different.
Wait, lamp backs or lamp black?
Oh, it is Lamp Blacks. You're right.
Yeah, okay.
What did I call them? Oh, I called them the Black Hands, I think. Because I'm instead of making them a lamp lighting guild, they are former coal miners. Black Hands? Yeah. Okay.
I mean, lamp black is charcoal, so like I feel like you can get away with that.
Oh, that's fair.
But you are getting away with it. But guys, I'm just gonna be cracking jokes this entire time.
That works. The Lost. Oh yeah, okay. Ministry of Preservation is now. Oh, it still is the Ministry of Preservation. Path of Echoes. What did I call them? Did I change them? Did I just get rid of them? Maybe. Put some question marks there because I don't remember them. Okay, the Railjacks. I think I got rid of them. Yeah. The Reconciled. Still have them. The Red Sashes, I think we still have. Yep. Sailors. So I got rid of servants. We don't need these consulates. Silver
So
nails.
as you're updating these things, what are the things you are wanting help with today?
Yeah, so
Context?
so here on this spreadsheet, which I can also share with you all, in the cast chat, I'll want to be like updating the projects and deciding how long those projects should be, and then we can roll them.
Access denied.
What? What? People with access. Oh. Anyone with the link can view. Sorry. Here, let me try again. Oh, it should be the same link now. Try refreshing the page.
Yep, you're good.
Cool. Okay. So I'm just going to move this over here so I can not have to go back and forth. So let's start with the Billhooks, a tough gang of thugs who prefer hatchets, meat hooks, and pole arms. They want to terrorize magistrates to pardon. So all the projects that are listed are the default ones. So the Billhooks, they
No, Greg, we are not. We aren't doing what's it?
no
Dungeon World.
Right, tonight we're working on some prep for the Blades in the Dark game, which we're doing on Friday. Is our next session. Yeah, we are theory crafting. Okay, so the Billhooks, we know that they are in direct contention with our party for this game because they both are like in the docks area. But they want to terrorize magistrates to pardon members in prison. That seems fine to me. They've probably got some people in prison. The Rust Brothers. They are... Let's update our description here. Oops. Oh, I never updated the description for these. Okay. Oops. They are... So the Rust Brothers in Alderstone, they are spread quite thin right now because since the Blood Mist lifted a month ago for them, because I'm picking up this show right about the same time that we chronologically picked up Song of the Ravenlands, about a month after the Blood Mist lifted. The Rust Prince basically just started ordering every Rust Brother basically to move to active military status. So basically all the cops, the Rust Brother cops right now that are keeping the peace are all the really young and green Rust Brothers, save for a few captains and a few other specific people. So the people that the Rust Brothers y'all have been fighting are a lot tougher than the ones in Alderstone for the most part. Okay. They do not want all the theory muted and can't see anyway. What? What do you mean all the theory muted? Is something muted?
Millman is what we call high as fuck right now.
Oh.
Can't type.
Well, it sounded to me like he was saying this is all theory about isn't he playing in this game, so he's muting himself from it so that he doesn't get it spoiled?
Oh, maybe. I don't care. His character would probably be like hearing rumors about all this shit anyway. Okay, so what are the Rust Brother cops maintaining the city? What is the project that they are working on?
Isn't maintaining a city a project?
I mean
they
that's
can't really just.
that's their everyday work though. Like what specifically are they trying to advance and develop while also doing that work?
If this is a time in which all the seasoned people are out and it's all like the young new cadres that are like running the city, I assume like reform to like their own organization might be a priority. Like, hey, like the old fuddy-duddies are gone, like let's make the changes we always think about.
I am trying to think of them as like kind of right now in a lot of companies, like a bunch of people are quitting. And so there's only a few, you know, lifers or people who've been around and have that institutional knowledge sticking around. So I think that maybe they need to like get organized or train up some officers, like develop leadership, because they're probably very disorganized right now.
Well, do they care about the city?
Of course they care about the city.
Yeah, they should probably do that.
I mean,
you don't want a bunch of fucking 16-year-olds out throwing nightsticks at people. You're
right,
under
yeah.
arrest.
Okay, so get
No,
organized.
Let's fucking train them. Let's
develop.
That's exactly how I imagine
officers.
a 16-year-old cop would behave.
All of you fuckers need 80 hours of mandatory training right now for everything. Just everything.
Yeah.
Go back to school.
I think Millman has just invited Greg to join this game, like the Blades in the Dark game, which would be really fun. Okay. Oh, as we're going, we should totally roll dice.
Rolling dice.
Yeah. Who wants to roll dice for the bill hooks?
Yeah.
Roll me 2d6.
What if I roll you 40/64 divided by 8?
You could do that,
There
but
you go.
also I need I need 2d6. So the way
that is within range. That's a 9 right there.
Okay.
There you go.
Okay,
Help us out.
so the way that the way this system works, like these Forged in the Dark games, which is like what the mechanics are called, is where someone just rolled 8 interfere, which was a failure.
Yeah, Timmer.
Good
You
try,
can't
Timmer.
fail. You can't fail the failure.
Okay. So when you want to perform an action, and I'm just going to pull up a character sheet for an example. I'm going to pull up Eric's character, Garros. You have a bunch of skill, like actions. Hunt, study, survey, tinker, finesse, prowl, skirmish, wreck, attune, command, consort, and sway. And you have a number of, pips or dots in a skill, anywhere between 0 and 4. And you roll as many die as you have. And then there's like ways you can get bonuses. You can like take stress to get bonus die. You can use items. You can have assistance from people, NPCs, or other player characters. And then like you roll that many d6s, and whatever the highest die roll is your result. A 6 being a total success, a 4 to 5 being a partial, and 1 through 3 being a failure. So for the bill hooks, you roll a 5, which means that when it comes to clock progression, you add 2.
What?
So in this system, there are clocks that represent, like, if I present an obstacle, like deal with the Rust Brothers, I might like present an 8-step clock to you all, and that is an obstacle, and you all get to deal with that however you want, and you make actions to try and deal with the obstacle. I don't get to tell you all how you deal with the obstacle. You might try and bribe them. You might try and fight them. You might try and run away from them. Whatever you all do, your rolls are going to advance that clock, and as soon as it is complete, you are done with that obstacle. And then for long-term projects, whether you're a player character or a faction, you have clocks to work on that stuff. So during downtime, player characters can say like Eric, for example. Eric told me earlier today he wants to work on developing like a network of people who can give him information, basically his own like Baker Street irregulars. And so he will work on a clock, and I'll work with him to determine how long that will be, and he'll make rolls like consort or sway or something, to develop that network. And when the clock for that project is complete, we will talk about how that changes both the fictional world and like what type of mechanics he can do now, or like what bonuses he gets in certain situations. So we are developing like what the projects for each of these factions are, and then as we roll, we determine how much progress they make. So if a faction's highest die roll is a 1 through 3, they get 1 step towards the clock. On a 5 or 6, they get 2 ticks. On a 6, they get 3. And if they crit, which is rolling 2 6s, they get 5. Yeah. Okay. So I think what the 2 ticks would represent, I mean, like, we could talk about that, but maybe it's more fun and we'll make more progress if we just like keep hustling. But they're causing terror. The billhooks, they're fucking with the magistrates, which are basically judges. Okay, so the Rust Brothers, they are getting organized and developing some officers. Can I have someone roll me 3d6, because factions roll a number of d6 equal to their tier.
I'm on it. 5, 2, and a 2.
That's a 5. Okay, so they also make 2 steps of progress. Nice. Okay, the Brigade. This was a really weird faction that I don't really know what to do with, and I don't know if I'm even interested in doing much with. So their deal is that they are firefighters of the city, beloved for their life-saving heroism and reviled for their looting and extortion rackets, also known as Manders from Salamanders, their ancient name.
Amanda Salamander.
Yeah, I'm fine with not having a project for them.
Why don't they set more houses on fire to get more money to put all the fires out?
Why aren't they looting the homes of more seasoned Rust Brothers who are out on patrol?
So
Hello!
if
Help
you-
us out,
Good
firemen.
if you look at the faction sheet, it shows like different categories, and the Brigade is part of the Church of Rust. And the Church of Rust both not only is the religious organization, but it's also the government. So, like, the inspectors and magistrates are detectives and judges. The Brigade are, like, civil servants doing firefighter work. The Rust Brothers are the cops. But as we know, their whole deal is like people need to be strong.
Greg.
They need to prove themselves. They need to like toughen up. And one thing the Church of Rust has kind of grown into doing is demanding tithing, demanding tribute to prove yourself. And if you can't, fuck you, you get a beating. So the Brigade is like they're they're zealous firefighters. Like that'll show up, put out your fire, and then be like, yo, give us our shit, you owe us. Because you couldn't do this yourself. Fuck you.
This is the worst society ever.
Yeah.
This would fall apart so fucking quick. Can you imagine not being able to trust your local fucking firefighter? That'd be awful. Freaking brother Steve, what are you doing? No, put down the torch. Oh man,
It'd be really funny if
That'd
if
suck.
a whole country existed that has services to help people, but also had a really insane bootstraps doctrine of you have to do it yourself.
True. They don't actually put out the fire. They just give you a bucket.
Yes.
It's like, here you go, chief. It's just one guy just looks at your burning house like, yep, that's a fire.
It's
And
like
walks off.
it's like a tax.
Well, I think the real answer, Nick, and the project that they have to undertake is they're going to end up needing to create a Firefighters of Alderstone calendar. and use it
True.
as a way to generate more income. Because, well, the
True.
Rust
They
Brothers are
are
quite
the
thin.
Rust Brothers, after all.
Mm.
If anyone's gonna buy those things, it's gonna be them.
So they're gonna go around the Ravenlands putting out fires.
No, they're gonna sell calendars of
They're gonna
themselves.
sell calendars, man.
Okay. Develop
He
a
doesn't know.
a
Firefighters of Alderstone calendar.
fun firefighters of Alderstone annual calendar. I can never spell calendar. I think I spelled it wrong.
You spelled it right.
DALENDAR.
Oh, thank you. Okay, I think that this is a 6-step clock. Since you thought of it, Brian, do you want to roll me 2d6 for them?
I mean, I just rolled. Andy should. Go for it, Andy.
Andy,
Sexy
Andy,
calendar.
please
Let's
fucking
go.
crit on this calendar.
What am I rolling?
Just roll 2d6. You know what? I think this is a 4-step clock. This is not going to take very long. That is a 6.
Oh!
They are hustling. They have all of the images they need, and they have gone to print.
Wait, they have printers here?
Yeah, sure, why not?
They
Printing
got
presses.
cameras and shit?
No, it's a printing press.
Oh, so
Well,
the
who's
pictures
illustrating the
I was gonna
drawings?
say, are the pictures like printed etchings?
Yeah. Someone has made these
Fucking-
printed etchings. They've
Jesus.
they've had their posing sessions while someone etches their figures into the metal. Yeah. If they had a stone singer, if they weren't racists and had stone singers here, it would have been done. Okay. This
Are there
world is a
stone
lot like
singers
Texas.
that can sing delicate enough music to make printing plates?
What was that?
Are there stone singers who can sing delicately enough to make printing plates?
Oh, I don't think so, because I don't think stone singers can manipulate metal.
Then sorry. What were you saying? If they had stone singers, it'd be
Oh,
done.
they would have just made them out of stone. The plates out of stone.
Oh,
Yeah.
got it. Okay.
Yeah. Or at least made a cast for the metal. I don't know. I love how nitty-gritty we're getting into this. Illustrated naughty firefighters. This seems to oppose the anti-leisure stance of the Church of Rust. It absolutely does. You know, not everyone is into this. Like, these are not Rust Brothers.
You know how hard it is to get those abs, that core, those back muscles?
They have been
It is
forged
not
in
leisure, my
fire.
friend.
These men have been forged through adversity and hard work.
True.
They
not
have
rusty
earned
at
the
all.
right.
They're iron.
Okay.
They're wrought iron. All
All right, moving on. So, the chauffeurs and zips, the public coach operators, aka demons with saddles, mounted cabins, and pulled carriages. So, these are people who are demon binders, or at least have bought a demon. What did Millman call it? Demon brands. They have purchased demon brands, and so they have possession of a demon under their control, which they can use for public transportation. Some chauffeurs or zips breed large demons to serve as mass public transit beneath the surface and or along rooftops. An impressive gossip network. Mass transit is looked down upon by the elite and referred to as zips. So what would the... I don't know if there is like a... what's the word? I always forget this word. Like a group of people in an industry.
Jockeys?
No.
Colleagues.
A union. I don't think they have like a workers' union.
That's the word.
These guys better be unionized. They
No,
got a
dude.
bunch of demons running around. Well, one of them gets loose.
I mean, they
Gotta
are
go
heavily-
get Steve Irwin to wrestle it back into its kennel. Like what?
Oh God, that is a great idea. There is a faction called the Demon Hunters, and they definitely need to have like an evil Steve Irwin.
But they're not hunting. They're wrestling. They should call them the reservists or something. I don't know. Fucking never mind.
All right.
Call them hunters if you want.
It's all good. Okay, I think the chauffeurs and zips. I don't think they have a project. That's fine. Okay, so the Church of Ecstasy. This is a really interesting one. Vice Peddlers of the City, a mobile service, widespread, small, and constantly moving operations that are hard for the church to keep tabs on. They don't own establishments and largely come to their customers. There are many secret ways of getting a hold of the Church of Ecstasy to place an order. They show up like DoorDash or Uber Eats. You want a prostitute? You want some drugs? You want some alcohol? You want...
This is the worst church ever.
Well, the Church of Ecstasy is a criminal organization.
Oh, okay.
They just are very on the nose with their name.
Yeah, I guess so.
Oh god, I definitely cannot play an evil Steve Irwin because Millman will be in the game and I will not do an Australian accent.
Oh, you gotta.
Oh fuck.
That's when you gotta commit.
Okay, so the default project for them is Unlock the Secret of Ascension, which can mean whatever the fuck you want it to, but I have rebranded the Church of Ecstasy. So what would a vice peddling DoorDash that is outlawed, what would they be working on? They would probably be working on like a new type of vice or expansion, getting some muscle
Maybe. Have you ever read Angel Maker?
No. Andy, I don't read.
Okay, so it's a Nick Harkaway book. Anyways, it's of the society of like London tradesmen's. There's this sort of like secret connection of pathways through the city that makes travel time nothing, but you have to know all these people to like have the keys to these various doorways and know where these hidden doorways are. And so, if you were a guild of delivery people, I think you would be slowly adding to your network of quick pathways to get places quicker and stash things and, build your Amazon warehouse network of your...
Okay. So I like the idea of like securing safe houses, but I also like the idea of like more travel routes, especially since in Alderstone, if we look at the map, I don't know if you all caught this, but there's a bunch of roads, but there's also all these like blue lines, canals. Think of this city as like Venice, like an industrial Venice.
So like Venice.
Yeah.
In the 1500s.
Yeah,
okay.
basically. I don't know how they would. Maybe they would get in like the sewer system or something, or just work.
I mean, it's. The Tosher's beat from Angel Maker is not like one thing. It's a whole network of like random pathways that if you're inducted, you just happen to have access to, and your travel time through the city is just greatly reduced.
Okay. So let's say secure warehouses and private pathways. So like
There you go.
they like are paying off people like, hey, let me like just I'll sneak through your back door and come out like a window.
It all
Exactly.
comes back to the sewer gigolo, doesn't it?
It sure
Brian?
is.
Mm-hmm. Oh yes, John.
I've heard about this sewer gigolo. I've listened into a couple games and heard reference. I think this is a
Amazing.
pretty major project.
Gigolo?
He's my most loved character, to be honest.
Don't worry about it, Andy. Don't worry about it.
But I
nothing
have
like
to worry about it. Now I'm curious.
Well, go watch
Brian.
58 VODs. They're on my YouTube.
Buying Rust Brothers with their illicit money so they can classify their workers as contractors. Oh shit. Brian, I need you to read out loud what you just typed.
Nothing like a sewer hooker to ease the tension after a hard day, Nick.
Thank you.
They should totally.
All right. John, do you want to roll me 4d6 for the Church of Ecstasy?
What if I roll 8d6 times 2?
That
There you
would
go.
be. Oh,
We
that's
get your sewer hookers there on
That's a
time.
6. Nice. All right, so they're making good progress. The Circle of Flame. Did I? Yes. A refined secret society of antiquarians and scholars, which is a cover for extortion, graft, vice, and murder. I don't know much about what they're up to these days, or at all, really. Secret Society of Antiquarians and Scholars. I think they are interested in.
Going to war with whoever has the books.
Hmm.
We gotta get those books.
Maybe they're interested in acquiring old books and old study materials that have been lost due to the blood mist.
Would they want books from other kin throughout the Ravenlands?
Are they antiquarians and bookkeepers?
Sounds like it to me.
Knowledge has no
the-
racial lines.
Nick, can you confirm? Is the Brotherhood of Rust does not like orcs and Gallerhall, right?
No, the humans of the Church of Rust and Alderstone are highly racist towards all
So-
other kin.
So could this guild be like have like a secret connection to
Omens.
Gallerhall for collecting knowledge that's sort of like hidden in under the radar from?
Oh yeah, make contact with Gallerhall. Let's do it.
Yeah.
That's good. I like it.
Okay, that sounds like a 10-step clock to me because Gallerhall is. Oh no, that's gonna be a 12-step because Gallerhall is extremely far away from Alderstone.
Disregard the authorities. Acquire knowledge.
Yeah, I like this since our party is like they worship worms, so they are also interested in information and knowledge. But the Circle of Flame is not interested in like working with worm. But may be a source of information. Potential ally, potential foe, potential target. Okay. Whose turn is it to roll? Brian?
Well, I think Andy should roll that one. That was his idea.
Oh yeah. Yes. 3d6, Andy? That's a 4.
Or
I get 2 steps. Okay. Moving on. The City Council. So I have rebranded them. Greg helped me come up with this name. The Conclave of Casting. The elite nobility who run
I'll be right back.
the city government, its treasury, magistrates, and public works.
I think you got that in the wrong column.
So
So
I sure did.
Yeah, tell him, Shadow. Tell
Uh,
him to keep his notes clean like you do.
seriously, spreadsheet errors, the biggest.
This man doesn't even write in a Word document and then loses the Word
Just gonna
document.
hide
He actually
this
uses
column.
Google. Keeping his notes clean and easily accessible.
oh,
Get
so
'em outta
they
here.
are a
Yay.
tier 4 faction. Did I get Circle of Flame right? Yeah. Church of Estes, Chauffeurs and Zips Brigade, Rust Brothers. Yeah, I think all the. I forgot to update the tier on a bunch of these. The bill hooks were to. Yeah, okay. All right, so the Conclave of Casting and the Lord Governor.
What does he govern?
The city.
What does he lord over?
The city.
Nice.
You know what his title and $5 gets him? It's Steel Bucks.
Can you repeat that for me?
Yeah, I didn't get that one. It was over my head.
Do you know what $5 and his title will get him at Steel Bucks?
Fuck is a steel bucks?
Starbucks.
$5.
No.
Oh.
What can he buy with his title and $5 at Starbucks?
Not a cup of coffee because
A
it's Starbucks.
tall vanilla latte. Now that the Federal Reserve has increased interest.
Oh boy. The joke is that the title is meaningless.
Oh, okay,
Okay.
that's fair. It's sad, but it's fair.
What about a project?
Okay. All right. What are
Bro,
they?
if you're sitting at the top, you don't need a project. You're running this shit.
Ooh, that's too big. What major problem? Let's think about this from the perspective of we just got out of the blood mist. Things.
All of my military personnel and skilled laborers have gone on a zealous pilgrimage to fight for people.
Yeah. Yeah, and it's not. I mean, we don't. I mean, it's only a month in, so we don't know about those 4 people. We don't know that they're the problem yet.
Well, weren't the Rust Brothers some of the only ones who could move about in the Blood Mist, and now everybody can move about?
Hell
Wouldn't it
yeah,
be
Greg.
more information gathering, or like
yeah.
We
they
run
need
New
they need
York.
a network of contacts and information
Yes.
to help determine what new factions might be arising to oppose them? Now that everybody can move around again.
Spy on kin of the Ravenlands. 12-step
There we go.
clock. All right, good call.
How many d6 do I get to roll?
You get to roll 4.
That's a 4.
Ugh.
Owns New York.
Pathetic.
Go down.
He's sitting. He's chilling. He's making bank. He's calling up the Church of Ecstasy. He's getting them chauffeured on the zippers. That sounds kind of racist now that I just said that out loud. Let's not call them that.
Yeah, let's
So the Talon.
Yeah,
Talon.
so the Talon, they operate in Griffins-Borough.
I hope it's just one person.
No, so they... Oops, wrong tab.
Just one guy, like the Batman.
They have... they're actually... We have some characters that are really close with the Talon. I think... Garros, was it? Yeah, Garros, Eric's character, has a connection with their second in command, Bell. And it was the Talon that... The Talon were one of 2 factions running the demon and ghost fighting ring. So it made it really easy to convince them, like, yo, you all gotta go.
How the fuck do you get a ghost to do anything? Can't we just, like, sink through the ground? Poltergeist away?
Yeah, but if you use necromancy to bind it... I mean, like, during the Alder
How fucking
Wars...
pathetic would that be if you just, like, had to get the ghost of your grandmother to fight Satan?
That'd be pretty fucking dope.
Mayor Lucifer! Grammy... Her ectoplasm ironing board is gonna beat you upside.
Yeah, you watch out. But, like, during the Alder Wars, the Rust
Ghostbusters
Prince
over here.
taught Rust Brothers to use, like, necromancy on spirits to, like, torture their prisoners. Fun fact that
Laughably
you
evil
all
here.
have not been experiencing ever since the blood mist lifted in Alderstone, anytime anyone dies, after a couple days their ghost appears.
Same.
Did
That's
you
just
just
like
say
real life.
same?
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah, the last 4, 5, 6 times that John died, his ghost just shows up and just haunts the fuck out of him.
Oh, jeez.
Guys, I am a ghost. I died years ago.
Oh my
It's
god.
not your fault. Let me go.
Okay. So the Talon are going to want to reestablish control of Griffinsboro. However, they don't get to roll this week because their last project just concluded. I'm saying that in the fiction because they just did the ghost and demon fighting ring, and a bunch of their people got caught because they were knocked out by some other people who claimed that they were the demon vet. Anyway, so they don't get to act because they're down a lot of people. And in fact, I am shifting their status down. Oh, wait, they were already weak. Ooh. They're a weak tier 2 faction. Oh.
Do they lose a tier, Nick? Oh my
Oh,
gosh.
shit, do they? Yes. Yes, they do. And in fact, their project is not reestablish control of Griffinsboro. It is get their people out of prison. And that is going to be a 10-step clock. Yeah, so they're now a strong tier 1 faction. John? Whose turn is it? John? John,
What?
Andy,
Are we
yeah.
playing a game?
John,
Your
roll me
turn?
1d6, please.
Oh, give me a 1. I'll take it too.
That's the same. They make one tick of progress. Okay,
I don't know who they are, but I will accept this outcome.
thank you. The Ciphers, the Messenger Guild of the City. Do I have an updated? Yeah, here we go. They never reveal the contents of their messages or the identities of their clients, or so they claim. So a Messenger Guild. Oh, hell yeah. Recruit ghosts. You can pay them pennies on the dollar. Let's make that an 8-step clock. Andy, if you are still here, do you want to roll me 2d6?
Wait, the ghosts are like a disadvantaged workforce that are being underpaid?
Oh yeah. I mean, all these ghosts have suddenly been just showing up for a month. There is no regulatory body for them. They have no support in society. And people die, appear as a ghost, and suddenly their life is just fucking ruined because the Church of Rust is just trying to contain all the ghosts. So they're basically fugitives.
Damn. All right. What am I rolling? Sorry.
Just roll me 2d6, please.
Dude.
That's a 6. Hell yeah. That's three steps towards that clock. Okay. Moving on. The Harga Scavengers. Do I have an updated... Convicts from Ironhook Prison and desperate freelancers who roam the Harga Plains beyond the city limits during the Blood Mists. They ambush returning Rust brothers to steal tithing brought back by the Church of Rust from other settlements. Ooh. Does this ghost thing run at odds at all with the zombie workforce? I think so. We have a zombie workforce, we have a demon workforce, and we're trying to establish a ghost workforce. I think they all have different strengths. Demons are in general really good like beasts of burden, because they're generally very strong. Zombies can just do like menial tasks, like coal mining, digging, farming. Whereas ghosts can do lots of interesting things. So I don't think so.
Can the ghosts in this world interact with the physical stuff? Can they do like physical labor, or do they have to do like informational communications things?
I think they can do possession, and they can do informational things.
Ooh.
So in a way, they can do physical things. For example, one of the friends of one of our crew members, they are friends with a ghost named Nirix, who is listed on one character sheet as a possessor ghost and on another character sheet listed as a prostitute. So the implication is they possess people as a prostitute, which is really, really weird, and I don't want to get into that because that sounds really problematic. Unless they're
Why'd you
like,
bring it up, Nick?
unless they're possessing like the client themselves,
Look.
and it's
You
all
You
consensual.
cannot.
No.
give
We're
consent while
resolving
possessed.
this right now.
Oh god.
Are you telling me this ghost poltergeist someone into orgasm?
I guess so.
Nick, why are we in this fantasy realm?
Look, I'm just
check
reading
me
what
out,
the book
Chief.
gave me, and I'm trying to read between the lines here.
You cannot give consent while possessed.
True.
Oh. Well. Okay. Well
Is
then.
consent just a saving throw to Apollo_Nick, guys?
Oh
Now
my god.
I'm worried.
Am I gonna get
Holy
canceled?
I think so.
Oh no.
So,
Who's
so
that
Nick,
guy?
how-
Adam, the dude who made Dungeon
Adam
World. You're
Koval.
going down his path, Nick.
Apparently.
We gotta
Hey,
do something else.
hey, Nick, how are those Hargus scavengers doing on those pardons?
Look at this guy over here. Shadow trying to get people on track.
Are they like, okay, so if I have set them up as like we are ambushing the Rust brothers to steal the shit that they're bringing back, are they just trying to like extort the Church of Rust for pardons? Is that what we're saying here?
I have a feeling that obtaining pardons from the Rust brothers after you steal from them is a non-factor. Like, you aren't gonna get shit. Like, I feel like you need a different project.
Well, but what if you're like, damn, you beat our guys, and our guys are tough. Respect. You've earned a pardon.
That's not how that works, and we both know that.
I would have to agree with John here.
Okay, so maybe
Yeah,
they're
Like,
not
never-
looking
damn,
for
you beat our
pardons.
guys. We're gonna
That
come
is
back.
the first time I'm hearing about this.
Damn, you beat our guys. We're gonna come back with 40 demons and raffle stomp you. That's what's gonna happen. So.
Oh shit, you beat our guys. Time to call Jesus himself to shit on you. Quite literally needs their god to rein them in.
What's
These
it?
guys don't back down,
What's
Nick.
it called when you sell like illicit goods? Is it like what the word fence
fence.
comes to
Fence,
mind? What's
yeah.
is that fencing?
It's no, it's laundering,
Let's see.
I
What is-
believe.
Okay, I don't
You
want
sell-
fencing. I want.
Fence is the person who will take on stolen goods.
Okay, so they need to find a fence. Or
Just to be clear on our criminal slang, by the way, it's literally like you would throw something over a fence and then you wouldn't see it anymore.
oh, okay, that's the analog or the metaphor.
Yes.
Okay.
They're a fence, so you hand it off to them, they conceal it, and then
Okay. Find a fence to sell stolen goods. Okay. Who wants to roll me 2d6 for the Harga Scavengers? Is that Brian next?
I mean, I will if
I
you
think it
either
is.
fix the spelling error in stolen or give me the power to edit the sheet so I can fix it.
Stolen goods.
Always
Oh, they
be
do very well.
stalling.
Like, almost a crit. There it goes.
Okay, that's 2. Excellent. The Dimmer Sisters. So these are, I have rebranded them as the Sisters of Heem.
Aim star? What?
Nick, is that not 3 for rolling a 6?
Oh, you're right. Thank you.
Shadow is on point
Yeah,
today, guys.
Brian
He
is
was ready to solve this
give
fucking
me
mystery.
You give me a system, and I'm gonna run with it.
Oof.
Okay. The Sisters of Heem, housebound recluses with an occult reputation related to the minor goddess Heem. Dominate the spirit trade. That sounds pretty good to me.
Hey, there's been a ghost goddess this entire time?
I believe I said a minor goddess.
Ghost, minor, same thing.
No, like Fort Minor.
Oh. I thought you meant like
For like minor as in lesser, or minor as in collector of things from the ground?
or as in minor under 8. Like, what's going on, Nick? Now
It's
I'm worried.
all three.
Nick, brother, you're
Small
on 2
people,
strikes now, Chief.
Small
Now I'm
people
worried.
mining
Or is
in the
it-
coal mines.
Is it minor as
Child
in
labor.
mine or yours?
Now we're getting into child labor.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, like Victorian era, that was a totally big thing. But we have so many demons and undead that we can use to exploit. Why use children? They need to be in school learning about Rust and how great he is
Wait.
and how strong.
I
he
Are
is.
think
they
you're
not-
misunderstanding
are they
how
not
power
demon
works,
children?
Apollo, Nick.
Are they
That would not stop
demon
them.
Children and spirit children and zombie children.
Oh yeah, well fuck those. They're dead.
True.
Jesus.
They don't count. They don't have rights. Okay, dominate the spirit trade.
Oh,
Let's do this.
that was a close strike 3 right there, guys.
John, 2d6 please.
You want 2d6, Nick?
I want 2d6 right motherfucking
Oh
now.
my god. How about a 6?
That's a 4.
About a 4.
Combined?
It's take the highest die roll.
Huh. Well, Nick.
Yeah?
Yes, John.
That's it. That's it. Yeah.
Oh,
There
I
is
have,
a your mom joke in there somewhere,
yeah, there
Eric.
sure is. I have not been updating status. Is the brigade, the chauffeurs and zips. Oh yeah, one of our crew members is friends with a chauffeur. Church of Ecstasy.
sneeze.
Circle of Flame.
Oh, not.
Conclave.
Fuck.
The Talon, we are super good friends with. We're at a 2 with them. The Ciphers. The Hark of Scavengers. The Sisters of Heem. Yeah, we're not. Oh, we're at a negative with the Sisters of Heem. Oh, shit. Oh, I know exactly why that is. Okay. The Dockers. We're friends with them, aren't we? Yeah. Because one of our crew grew up in the docks. So the Dockers love them. I don't think that they're working on a project necessarily, unless we have any good ideas.
Unionizing, of course.
Do you think that the Church of Rust would allow union? Well, the Church of Rust doesn't run the economy, is the thing. There
is no economy, Nick!
there's wealthy merchants, John.
Where? Who are these wealthy merchants? The one goblin? Are they down here too?
No, they live in the city. They live in Brightstone. They live in Charter Hall.
How did they trade? How did they trade during the Blood Mist?
No, they
They're
organized
just wealthy.
labor
They're just wealthy merchants.
and turned around and sold stuff to the people of Alderstone
So they're...
and sold stuff to the Church of Rust, who were still bringing in money, goods.
They're the worst kind of capitalists. They're just flipping things?
Yeah. I mean, this is
Fuck
medieval.
these guys. These aren't real merchants. Oh.
No,
These
they're
guys are like the fucking eBay auctioneers who go on to find and like snatch collectibles at the last second to then resell immediately on eBay.
Yes.
We need to destroy this market. This isn't a real market. We're gonna go Alexander Hamilton on these pieces of shit.
Stick around for the second season of Song of the Ravenlands. Once we deal with Whaler's Hold, sights set on
What
Alderstone.
about our financial situation? I'm finally thinking about tomorrow.
Vote Wick 122
I'm not
for
gonna miss
President
my
of the
shot.
Ravenlands. Okay. All right, we're gonna move on from the Dockers.
No project for the Dockers. Sounds good.
Okay. The Foghounds. They are a crew of rough river smugglers, and by river I mean like the canals. I say canal smugglers. Canal smugglers. Looking for a patron. Well, why don't they find a patron?
I think they need to develop submarine technology. What better way to smuggle in a canal than underwater?
Yeah.
Ooh. Well, they.
I mean, you can totally go with find a patron. I'll just being a dick, but if you really
Yeah.
think that'll work, then go for it.
I think that'll be a great second project. Like once they have someone who's going to like sponsor them or buy their shit or you know. Okay. That can be a 6-step clock. Who wants to roll me 1d6? Andy?
1d6.
1d6, please.
Dude.
That's
That's
a
a
4.
four.
So they get 2. Okay. Forgotten Gods. This is just like a stand-in for any other group that worships another god. I have not come up with anything for them yet, so we're gonna just move on to okay, the Gondoliers. The Gondoliers are a tier 3 faction. The guild of they're not a guild. They are just canal boat operators venerated by ancient tradition. What are they up to? Are the gondoliers unionizing? Because they work for wealthy merchants who take just a percentage of the cut.
Let's be real. If they are operated by a wealthy person, those wealthy people will be engaged in union busting.
Yeah. Counter the union busting.
So unionize.
Yeah. Okay, we'll just keep it at unionize then. That will be a 8-step clock.
But yeah, you could say like they're specifically like, you know, not just unionizing but trying to convince, like undo the propaganda of their of the merchant overlords who are telling them like, no, we're a family. If we unionize, we won't have the same good thing going anymore.
Educate people that
Ooh, yeah, there you go.
they're basically independent contractors or business owners, business operators.
Operators works.
Yeah. Like they're basic like, oh, what was that last week tonight episode about truckers that basically said truckers are totally fucked over because they like have to buy the truck basically, or they like make payments to own the truck, but eventually like the trucking companies just find a way to like get it back from them. Anyone know what I'm talking about?
Yeah, there's a lot of businesses that work that way that own all the different, you know, there are programs with Lyft and Uber to buy your car from Lyft and Uber. Like it's the same scam. You know, you're dependent on them.
Oh, it should be an E. Yeah, okay. All right, there we go. I think I got it. Okay, 3d6 from Brian.
On it.
That's a 6. Hell yeah. The fight is going well. No crits yet. Okay, moving on to the Grey Cloaks, a crew of former Rust brothers who turned to crime after being framed and expelled from the church for burning down a church building. Their names are Ness and Brother Ness. Well, former Brother Ness and former Brother Hutch. I feel like it should be former brother Starsky and former brother Hutch.
Going cash.
Welcome to Buckstars. Has
Um,
anyone played Deadly Premonition here?
Deadly Premonition.
I have not.
We need to talk.
Oh, I
It's
don't
like
like games
anime
like this.
Twin Peaks.
Oh, I might be in.
Yeah.
Open world survivor horror game. Set
Yeah,
in
the
the fictional rural American town of Greenvale. Yeah, that sounds.
dude, it is quite literally Twin Peaks. Unironically, the map is just Twin. It is. It plays like a worse Silent Hill, but it is the funniest
Oh my
fucking game
God.
I've ever played.
Special Agent. What's this guy's name?
His name is Morgan York.
Morgan.
Oh fuck.
Special Agent Morgan York. Oh
Yeah.
no. That's a
It's
damn
true.
fine cup of Joe there.
It tastes like a sweet spring morning. But the second one just came out on Steam, and
Oh my God, there's a second one.
I just wanted to distract you guys with this. This is some good
Oh,
shit, though.
it's called A Blessing in Disguise.
I may unironically play this on stream
Please do.
Later.
Okay. The Grey Cloaks, they are looking for evidence of their framing.
Look at that man concentrating. Oh, God.
Can I get a 2d6 for the Grey Cloaks from John this time?
Gray cloaks, more like turncoats. Got 'em.
Oh, that's a 3. They're making some good progress here.
That's what
I
we
really-
do here.
I should shave down these progress clocks because I don't know if we're going to play all that many sessions of this campaign.
You probably won't.
We'll see. Okay, I'll make that an 8-step clock. All right. The
I'm sorry.
the grinders. Oh, I'm going to close that tab so I don't have to look at that again. A vicious gang of former dockers and demon refinery workers. Oh yes, the Rust brothers bring back dead demons. Or like demons who get free themselves and can no longer be controlled. They get killed and they're stripped for parts, so to speak. Oh shit. Are they gonna? I mean, we don't have warships, but we have we have merchant ships. Raise a crew, steal a merchant ship, and outfit it. That's gonna be a 12-step clock for sure. They're gonna take to the high lake. Can I get a 2d6 from you, Andy, please? For the grinders.
The grinders, the 2d6.
That's a 6.
That's a 6.
Well done. Okay, the Hive. This is one of the biggest criminal organizations. They're like as big as the Church of Ecstasy. They are. Nope, that's a guild of legitimate merchants. Oops, nope, that's not what I wanted to do. A guild of legitimate merchants who secretly trade in contraband, named for their symbol, a golden bee. They are going to try and dominate the contraband market. What kind of contraband market? Like all
I can't tell if
contraband?
they have like a free market or if they're tyrannized.
So the legitimate merchants, like they operate normal businesses and shit.
Their demon fueled economy.
Yeah, exactly. But all of the
Casual.
like stuff that the church has made illegal, like drugs, alcohol, like they run all that too. In secret. I think they're going to
Well, what kind of things would interest them? They secretly trade in all kinds of contraband, which is highly illegal by the area. So they need a way to get it in and out. They need a way to disguise it. They need a way to hide it.
Oh, I know what they're doing.
They trade in good morals.
Invest-
Truly
investigate what the church is doing with all the imported artifacts. That's going to be a 10, 12-step clock.
I figured like these clocks are too big. The last two are immediately.
Yeah, but they're
12
also a tier 4 faction, so they get to roll 46.
True.
Speaking of Brian,
Haha.
46, please. Let's get a crit going here, huh?
I will certainly try.
Oh,
Almost.
Okay, they make good
Is that
progress.
the opposite of a crit? Is that what just happened?
He
No,
rolled.
you need
only...
2 6s to crit, and I have a 6 and a 5.
Okay. The Horde. A horde of hollows is loose in the underground canals, all united in some fell purpose, controlled by an unknown power. Mysterious creatures are reported to appear from them, dragging people to watery deaths and terrorizing the area, shutting down commerce and vice. Their project is to expand. They're currently
more people.
expand into the city. That's what they're doing. Okay. And that is going to be an 8-step clock. Can I get 3d6 from John, please, for whatever the horde is? And it's not orcs, let me tell you.
What else?
John.
Roll, John.
What do you want me to roll?
3d6, please.
Sorry, I was listening to a man laugh really awkwardly.
That's all good. Okay, we're getting there. The Iron Guard are a tier 6 faction. The knightly order known as the Iron Guard is the armed branch of the church, and they answer directly to the Rust Prince. The knights often ride animals fused with demonic creatures. They fight against villages that have displeased the Rust Brothers, and garrisons are posted at tier 4 and higher government buildings.
Is their project training so that they can go destroy the hollows? Are we too early?
This is too early for that. Oh. Are my puppies fussing? No, they're not. Okay.
Are they establishing outposts across the Ravenlands because the blood mist is lifted?
I don't think the Iron Guard... I mean, they have outposts. They already have all that. They've been able to go through the blood mist. I think they are like this. Their work is going to be tied in with the conclave of casting and the Lord Governor. The conclave is trying to figure out what to do with the Iron Guard by spying on the kin of the Ravenlands. So the Iron Guard are just
Could they be seeking a way to bring the blood mist back since it kept everyone controlled while they can still move around?
Ooh, that's really interesting.
We had already found in our stream that Flo at least had some access to some world where there's blood mist still. So
yes,
could they be on a mission to sort of find their own way to that place and be trying to restore the blood mist to help control people?
Yes, seek out remnants of the blood mist. That is going to be a 12-step clock. Can I get 66 from you, Andy?
Yeah.
6d6?
6d6. Woof.
6.
Wow, that's a lot of ones.
You should punish him.
I mean, we as dispassionate storytellers are interested in whatever outcome, but we as players of, Song of the Ravenlands, we also want to see them fail. So I'm fine with lots of ones, especially for the Iron Guard.
As say, you have to nerf something like this that could totally lock down our current play.
Yeah.
Right back.
Okay. I imagine the Grinder's sailing a caravel. What is a caravel? Is that a type of
Boat.
ship?
It's a
Yes.
big ass boat. We're gonna go to fucking Portugal in our caravels. That's what we're doing.
Oh, nice.
Right, Shadow?
Yep.
You can't
You
literally.
just said something about sailing around a lake, and I just had this image of a ginormous boat sailing around a really small lake, where literally it could sail to the other side of the lake, and you could still see it.
Yeah, no kidding. Okay, so moving on to the Creed of Flowing Ink, the journalists, muckrakers, gossip mongers who challenge public thinking and attempt to disseminate the truth. Outlawed by the church, they operate under pseudonyms, unknown printers, and those who leave the fee in their mailboxes discover the prince arrived in the night. Um, hmm.
Same here.
They're just going to seek out a juicy story, and that'll be a 4-step clock. They gossiped on the demon ghost ring debacle. Yeah, yes, Coffee. They absolutely
There you
do,
go.
and like they are going to be continuing to just report everything that everyone knows about, but they're looking for something huge.
I rolled for them. You're welcome.
Thank you. 2D, or that's
Nice.
2 ticks. The inspectors and magistrates, again, these are the criminal investigators of the City Watch. They have a reputation for ethics and integrity, but no one likes them. They present evidence for prosecutors or for prosecutions to the city magistrates.
They are the only ones in this entire world with integrity, and people hate them.
Well, oh no, I'm sorry. That was the generic description. Here's mine, aka constables. They investigate crimes and present evidence for warrants, trials, and sentences to the magistrates who issue warrants, prosecute trials and assess evidence, and pronounce judgments. There are no judges and juries. Magistrates are appointed by the Conclave of Casting, while inspectors are appointed by the Lord Governor of the city. They are largely devoted clergymen who are not ordained Rust Brothers.
Kill everyone in the Ravenlands. This is this is the worst like society ever.
Yeah,
Holy shit.
they're just really shitty.
We have now entered a meta level that is going to transcend into actual gameplay of genocide. God.
I mean, like, the city was
We're nuking.
founded as a military fort for the Alder Wars. Like, they have the military / church
Brother.
has the power. They do what they want.
My brother in flow. Oh.
One of our player characters, Severian, was an inspector, and his like rival is Harker, who is a jailbird. He apparently took a bribe from Harker, but then didn't look the other way as an inspector. So that's gonna come up to bite them in the ass at some point. What are the inspectors trying to do? Oh, I know what they're trying to do. They're trying to figure out who is running the demon / ghost fight rings. That will be a 10-step clock. Can I get 3d6 from you, Brian?
Sure. Unless you want their project to be to resurrect the history of their founder, Judge Dredd.
That's pretty good.
4.
4, thank you. 2. Okay, Iron Hook Prison. A towering metal fortress where the worst or most unlucky criminals are incarcerated. Many are forced into labor in the fields and coal mines alongside demons and the undead. Sure, that works. Okay. Um,
In true Shawshank fashion, they're probably losing out on deals to the demons and the undead because the demons and undead are probably even cheaper than prison labor. And
yes.
so therefore they must be like looking for new avenues to diversify their labor force so they can make money. What can they do better than demons and undead?
Uh, good question, Shadow.
Uh, probably,
Starting to unravel this wicked web.
probably like skilled labor.
Bro, when you have a demon that can rewrite history,
Okay,
the laws of the fucking
John,
equivalent exchange don't matter, brother.
most of the demons that are being bound in here are non-intelligent demons, like feral. Not like there is
I
no
can say that for humanity.
there's no
I got it.
Hattie.
Now
got
who's
it.
superior in
There's
thought?
there's no like gambling den Hattie who can fucking like force you into a contract. I mean, she has magic. Like that's the thing about Hattie.
God damn, you're right. That is the thing about Hattie. That's why I wanted to talk to her after the session.
That's gonna be season 5. That's the thing about
Yeah.
Hattie.
I feel like
Nick,
it.
I got it for you.
Yes.
Are you ready?
Yes.
The thing that prisoners can do that demons and undead cannot is find dexterity based labor. And so therefore they are going to try to break their way into the textile industry. They're going to they're going to break into like sewing sweaters and like knitting hats and stuff.
Set up textile work for criminals. Perfect. This
I
is
like this one.
this is gonna be a 4-step clock.
I think Andy's up.
Yeah, Andy, can I get 4d6 from you, please?
Oh wow, is that our first fail?
That's a full fail.
They still make one step of progress. Okay, laborers, skilled and unskilled workers in various industries. That I don't even know why I have them listed as a faction. I don't know if I plan on doing anything with them because they just kind of represent.
Delete them. Delete it now.
Okay.
Just get rid of it.
Delete.
Proud of you, Nick.
Thanks.
We make decisions here.
Okay.
We terminate them.
The Terminator.
We get rid of all of our laborers. We don't need them.
We don't need them. We got
slave
demons.
labor. We got demon labor. We got undead labor. We don't need real labor, guys.
We've even
Good
got
God.
sewing criminals here. Like, there's no need for anybody else.
All right.
I can't wait for this society to collapse because there is no one to trust with your labor. Oh shit.
All right. Look, I'm a pretty novice world builder, John.
It's fine.
I didn't excel at social studies. I don't excel in history.
Just like, oh shit. It's like the local plumber's just Satan with a fucking slave hat on, just like, oh, I'm here to mess with your sinks. You have a real plumber coming out?
a real plumber?
Yeah. Never mind.
Okay.
Never mind.
The bill hooks. We don't like the bill hooks. So
The Church of Ecstasy would get it.
Okay, sorry. The Black Hands, former coal miners turned to crime when their services were replaced with arcane utilities. So a big deal that's happening right now is the coal industry in the city is converting into arcane utilities, where new sources of fuel
There you go.
are being provided. I don't even know what they're. They're going to attack the billhooks, I think. Oh no! Let's make this more interesting. They're gonna destroy the. Who's the faction we like? And who's the Talon? Destroy the Talon, the weak Talon, and take their turf. Okay. That will be a tier 6, or a 6-step clock. John rolled 2d6 and got a 6, so we are halfway there. Okay. So, next is the Demon Hunter Association. Whoops, why does it keep doing this? The captains and parties that hunt demons in the Ravenlands and rogue demons within the city to drain their blood and take body parts for processing into fuel and spell components at the refineries. I mean, they're basically witchers.
Heralds of Rivia.
Basically.
I'm sorry, I just heard witchers. I just
Everyone in the chat, do your best Geralt grunt right now. 1, 2, 3.
Beautiful. Based. High class catering to the rich. Gotta be able to launder that money. It's kind of Susu.
So. He was making a textile pun.
Oh, perfect.
Oh, that. I get it.
okay.
You got John so hard.
I thought John was laughing at me not getting it. And I felt really bad. Okay.
It's so hot in my room, guys. What the fuck is going on? This room is always freezing, and now I'm suddenly in like 90-degree weather. What is going
Do
on?
you have
How
heat?
hot is it outside for you today? Because it
It's
was
the
90
middle of the night, so not that hot.
Well,
I mean,
how
it's
hot?
80. It's 83 degrees here in Ohio. It was 95 today.
Oh my
You in
god.
Ohio?
Yes, we had brownouts yesterday. Like, I literally went home from work early because the power went off at my work, as people were running their air conditioning because it was so fucking hot that it literally knocked out part of Columbus.
No.
How does your work building have AC? Like, or is it just so hot
Yeah.
that it? Okay, so
I mean, it's there's enough in the area that like the power grid got overwhelmed. Thankfully, my house did not lose power because I'm on all electric,
Yeah.
and I have a well and a sump pump. So when the power goes out, I can't even flush the toilet
oh,
because the water runs on electric.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, so when the power goes out, I'm pretty fucked.
Yeah, it sounds like it.
Yep.
wow. I live in an area in Washington where it is standard to have a hookup for a generator, like on the side of your house.
Yeah.
Because
And-
you'll fucking die in a blizzard if you
Yeah.
don't have
Well, I
one.
mean, like in Seattle or like Bellingham or Vancouver, like in a city, that's not standard. But I live out kind of in the middle of nowhere, where if it gets super rainy or super windy or it snows really hard, like you can expect you're gonna need that generator. So when we get like a weather alert, people like go, like you'll hear a cacophony of people like checking their generators still work, and you'll see people like go to the gas station to fill up their tanks and
Yeah.
go get supplies and stuff. Yeah. Anyway. Okay. The demon hunters are track find some big game in the city. That'll be a 6-step clock. Can I?
What's that?
Yeah. Who is
Me.
up? Yeah. Give me 5d6, please. Wow.
6.
Still no crits.
Still no crit.
Okay. Here is perhaps my favorite faction. Let me get my new description for Lord Skurlock. An ancient noble, said to be immortal like the rest prince, obsessed with the occult. I'm about to spoil the first episode of Grim Streets of Alderstone, but is it okay if I do that, Brian?
Yeah, sure.
Yes.
I'm gonna watch it, but I don't have a ton of time, so I'll watch it over time.
Okay, so Lord Skurlock is the other guy that was running the fighting ring, and I have some very specific stuff in mind for him. Here we go.
Coffee, close your ears.
I'm gonna make his clock very vague. But yeah, and if there is one of our players that needs to not know what's going on with Lord Skurlock, it is Coffee Traveler.
Eric's a bro.
Yeah,
He
yeah.
won't metagame.
Oh, is he a tier 4 faction? Did I up him? No, he is still a tier 3. He is an individual who is a tier 3 faction. Normally, tier 3 is like... I think tier 3 is like 12 to 20 people normally. Like if you're fighting a group of 12 people, they're considered like a tier 3 group. But Lord Skurlock apparently could take on a group of like 20 people by himself. Anyway, his project is going to be find a new source.
Very fucking funny, Eric.
Or find... No, okay, so because the Rust brothers are hot on the trail of his fighting rings, he needs to just, like, let that... that project go. Is he gonna focus on laying low? Let me I have notes downstairs I wrote on Lord Skurlock. I think he's gonna focus on laying low. And that's going to be a
succeeds.
That's gonna be a 6-step clock. Can I get 3d6 for Lord Skurlock? Andy. Oh. 1 step. Okay.
Fuck you, Lord Skurlock.
Damn. Okay. We're gonna tune in for episode 2. We're gonna learn a lot more about Lord Skurlock. Or maybe we won't learn more, but we're definitely gonna interact with him more. Okay, The Lost. A group of street toughs and ex-guards dedicated to protecting the downtrodden and the hopeless. All right,
There's your
John.
integrity, John.
I'm sorry, what?
There's your integrity. A group of street toughs and ex-guards that actually care about the downtrodden.
Well, let's go ahead and look at Nick's notes for these fuckers because I'm having a sneaking. I'm pattern recognizing. Okay.
What are
Well,
you
don't have to
recognizing?
worry about it, John, because they're a weak tier 1 faction, so they're not gonna be. There's like what, 2 of them, and they're doing nothing.
Yeah, it is 1 to 2 people. Like a tier 1 faction is 1 to 2 people.
The fuck.
Typically.
There's your 1d6 or whatever they decide.
Where do they operate? Let me look. I have like the districts of the city kind of laid out here on my first tab. Where do the Lost? They operate in Coleridge. Oh shit. They're fighting the Horde. The Horde, the Horde, they're just like these holes that open up in the ground and weird creatures that people don't know how to describe. They pop out and take people. I think they're trying to do something about that. Deal with the Horde and Coleridge is going to be their project. Deal with the Horde in Coleridge. That's going to be an 8-step clock, and they got a 4, so they make 2 steps of progress. Okay, the Ministry of Preservation. The Ministry of Preservation oversees, so they're part of the Church of Rust and the government. They oversee transportation via gondola and demon alike, as well as the disbursement of food and other vital resources. Okay, so with the appearance of ghosts, basically the government has been like pointing fingers at each other, like within the Church of Rust, of who's going to deal with the ghosts. And the Rust Prince has basically ordered that the Ministry of Preservation is the group in charge. Their tier 4 faction. Now in charge of ghost regulation. So they need to develop a process. Develop a ghost registry process / infrastructure. So that's going to be an 8-step clock. Can I get 4d6 from you, Brian?
On it. That's a fail. They get 1.
Oof. Okay. Not going well.
Ghosts are apparently a real problem.
Okay.
As they are in real life, I assure you.
All right. I have
Who are you gonna call?
Path of Echoes. Did I get rid
Save
of
a
them?
fireman. Need to get involved with the ghosts.
Oh, I know what they are. I know what I made this faction. This is the Veilers,
Nice.
who are operating in Alderstone, a mystery cult that borders on open rebellion against the church. They revere an ancient god and seek to undermine the church as much as possible. The ends justify the means. Oh, I know what they're doing. Okay, I'm just gonna say recruit. And this is an 8-step clock. Can I get 3d6 from Andy for the Veilers?
3 wands incoming.
Yeah.
Oh, nice.
Oh, excellent. Okay. Moving on to the Reconciled. An association of ancient spirits who have not gone feral with the passage of time. So the problem with ghosts and the fact that all the ghosts are appearing in Alderstone is that over time ghosts become feral. So like the longer they last, like eventually they need to be exorcised, or if not passed along. So oh yeah, they're gonna infiltrate. Oh, they're gonna infiltrate the Ministry of Preservation. They have a keen interest in ghosts' rights, so now that the Ministry of Preservation is in charge of ghost registration, they want to infiltrate. So that's going to be an 8-step clock. For the Reconciled, can I get 3d6 from John?
Yeah.
For a secret ghost society.
Oh, there you go.
That's 5. That's 2 steps. Okay. The Red Sashes. I heavily rebranded this one. They are originally a school of dancing that secretly is a cover for a school of sword art, which is secretly a front for a criminal group that attempts to infiltrate socialite circles for profit. So they're going to attend a party and plan a heist of a socialite party. That's going to be a 4-step clock. Can I get 2d6 from Shadow for the Red Sashes?
5.
Excellent.
I
Okay.
think their next project should be to be a socialite circle that secretly infiltrates a school of dancing. Just create a circle.
Oh God. That's really good. Okay. Sailors. What did I have listed for sailors? Okay. The captains and crews for merchant ships for importing goods from camps, forts, quarries, mills, yards, etc. around Lake Varda back to Alderstone, and transportation vessels in the city. No, not in the city, because that's the gondoliers. And transportation vessels for the Rust Brothers. Because Lake Varda has rivers that lead out to various areas of the Ravenlands. Okay. What would they be doing? I think the sailors would see that there's so much more out there in the Ravenlands because of like just the nature of their job. Would they be like making connections with other kin? But to what end? Well, I think about that. Andy, you know how oh, what is this brewer called? IHB? Iron Horse Brewery. They do the like the death beers, like the Irish Death, Coconut Death.
Okay.
I just found they have a chocolate and hazelnut death beer.
So like Nutella, the beer.
Yeah, basically, it's pretty good.
Nice.
Nutella the beer. Yeah, so I mean the sailors are seeing all of this activity from the Rust Brothers, and they're like constantly they're constantly being paid to take Rust Brothers to all sorts of places to bring back lots of stuff. I mean, this is probably a very profitable time for them all with the Church of Rust. So maybe they're not trying to work with other kin. Because they're probably doing very well right now. They're probably looking to build more ships, maybe? Yeah, that seems fine to me. Be an 8-step clock. Can I get 3d6 from you, Andy? To build some ships?
3d6 to expand the fleet incoming.
A 5. Excellent. Okay. The silver nails. I think I didn't use these. Okay. The Sparkrites I rebranded as the Magerites. I think that was Greg that gave me that name. They're basic. Oh, here. Magerites. The sorcerers who have maintained the enchantments around Alderstone. Many still work to maintain those enchantments. The enchantments being magic that prevented the blood mist from entering Alderstone. Many still work to maintain those enchantments, but with the blood mist gone, some now call themselves artificers and are diligently exploring new enchantments and using new arcane utility technology to benefit the city. Really just the wealthy.
They're first.
What's that?
They are first
They are first.
in the genocide. Yes.
Oh.
We're starting with them. You with me, Shadow? Andy?
Why'd you lower the tier to 3 right away?
So they were a tier 4 faction, but because there is there is a difference of ideology within the Magerites. Like some are old school and are like, no, the blood mist might come back. We need to, keep doing our duty to maintain the enchantments. And others are like, no, man, that's the old way of doing things. We need to innovate. So there is a divide, which has lowered their tier. So I think it's going to be the artificers within the mage rights. I think that they're going to try and break off to their own office, department. Department. What's that?
New faction, like adding another faction.
Yeah. Okay.
Mage rights and then the artificers.
Yeah. So that's going to be a 10-step clock. Can I get 3d6 from John for the artificers? Your favorite. That's a 5. Fantastic. Okay. Okay. I don't have them on here. Oops. Definitely didn't mean to do that. Okay, I think we've reached... Oh, the Spirit Warden. I think I renamed them. The Morticia? I think the Morticia is what this is. Okay, they are bronze-masked clergymen who prepare undead bodies with spices and embalmment. They run bellwether crematorium to properly dispose of corpses that have decomposed far enough that they pollute the city. So, they prepare, like, the government and / church regulate the undead that are used for labor. So they prepare the bodies, and the government, like, registers all the undead and hands them over to basically be bound and give those brands that controls, like, those individual undead or group of undead to merchants to use. So that's one way that they acquire wealth from merchants, the church, is by selling them labor. And then either the merchants will own them and, like, issue the brands to workers, like, on a temporary basis, or they will sell it. And then that's how you get, like, binders, who are, like, contractors that will, like, bring their undead or demons to various jobs and work independently. Anyway, but the Morticia are... Oh, they are not clergymen. These are Rust Brothers. Because they have necromancy. So I need to change that. Rust Brothers. They are incredibly overworked right now. Because one other thing that they are now having to do is exorcise the soul, the ghost, from everybody. So they need to be recruiting and training.
Okay.
What's that?
I said, okay.
It's basically like the IRS right now. Like, they are just so far behind. They don't have the employees and the infrastructure they need. And their work has basically doubled, because not only now are they preparing bodies to be zombies, but they're now also having to exercise. Like, they're adding a huge step. So this is the reason there isn't, like, thousands and thousands of ghosts in the city, because most people, when they're killed, their body is brought to the church, to the Morticia, to deal with. Okay, so they need to recruit. This is going to be an 8-step clock. They are a tier 3 faction, but they want to be a tier 4 faction. Can I get 3d6 for the Morticia from Brian? 5, okay. All right, Ulf Ironborn. I'm not using Ulf. The Unseen. Am I using them? I don't see them on this list. What is their description?
A insidious criminal enterprise with secret membership thought to pull the strings of the entire underworld.
Yeah, I don't think I have them. The Weeping Lady, I am using the Weeping Lady. My description for the Weeping Lady is a charity devoted to the minor god Whale, and committed to recognizing the hardship that the layperson experiences, and need for equity, a non-profit for the poor.
But
There are no poor in the city. All the labor is done by the undead and the demons.
true. There's no one left to save. These poor whalers.
Yeah. Whaler's Hold is named after Whale.
Okay. Does he possess it?
No, Whale is a god that the dwarves worshipped, or at least the ones who
Nick.
built Whaler's Hold.
I'm sorry.
What's that?
It was just a pun.
Oh, I see. I've got a fun one. Seek donations. 12-step clock. Can I get 2d6 Andy? This is gonna be like the Temple of Oak in Gloomhaven. If enough people donate to them, something might happen. Okay. And then the Wraith are a mysterious crew of masked thieves and spies. I'll just let their default project stand. Recruit expert thieves. Can I get 2d6 John?
Maybe. I'm so deep in my tabs, you have no idea.
I have no idea. Okay, I'm gonna run through the faction list to make sure that, because I think a couple got missed because I created them and they had no basis. Okay. Talon, Black Hands, Red Sashes, Grinders, Billhooks, Creed of Flowing Ink, Wraiths, Grey Cloaks, Foghound Lost. Yeah, we've done all of them. The Rust Prince. Great. The Rust Prince is a tier 6 faction. His hold is strong. The crew's status, yeah, that's just a 0, I guess. I'm not going to include a description right now. What is the Rust Prince working on?
World domination.
Brother, he's at the top. He ain't doing shit.
4-step clock.
People who are in government positions, who are the government, those guys ain't doing jack. He's letting the dice roll and letting other people do his shit.
He just got done because he was really annoyed that the city is going crazy with ghosts. He's getting back to his own devices. And what has he been working on? He's been, for a long time, he was experimenting with demons. During the Blood Mist. And now that the Blood Mist is gone, he's like also feeling like he needs to make his move. Because, I mean, the Blood Mist started, which immediately ended the Alder Wars. And he was interested in dominating the Ravenlands.
What about weaponizing the population of ghosts in the city?
Yeah.
Didn't he already task another group to deal with him?
It's got the Ministry of Preservation doing a ghost registry process and infrastructure, but
And
nothing
he's
says he
already
can't
doing that.
experiment.
What a great cover for his
Okay.
real work
Okay.
of weaponizing them.
Yes, and that is
Wouldn't
that
that
is what
just
he's
be
doing.
the first step?
Research converting ghosts to raw arcane energy. Because So basically what's happening with the coal industry is converting. They are melting down magic artifacts. They are melting down elf rubies.
Nice. It's pretty based.
And some demon components are also being thrown in basically a kiln, for those of you who pronounce the N. And now that they have a mass amount of ghosts, the Rust Prince would really like to be able to, rather than exorcise ghosts and help them move on, harness them. So he is going to research converting ghosts to arcane energy, and that is going to be a 12-step clock. Can I get 66 from you, Brian?
Oh my gosh, I have to type this one.
Oh, were you just using the little table on the
Of course.
side?
Still no crit.
Oh my god. That's 5, or nope, that's 3. Okay. All right, so that's the Rust Prince. We have the Iron Guard, the Conclave of Casting. Ah, here we go. The Monastic Dictum of Demonology.
He said dick, guys.
I sure did.
Got him.
And
Flip it and ship it.
I wanted to call them the Monastic Ministry or something else, but Greg came up with Dictum. And it was
Dictum is just too fun to say.
And it was specifically for the dick pun, if I remember
yeah.
correctly. I don't think Greg's in our chat anymore, but if he was, he'd verify. Okay, so they're a tier 4 strong faction. The office that maintains records of demon registry for commercial use, records abilities and weaknesses of registered demons, researches population control of demons.
Don't forget to spade and neuter.
Basically. Oh, I know what they're doing. Send agents to catalog nexuses. What's the plural for nexus, John? Nexi? Nexi? Around the Ravenlands. We know that there's been one for a while to the south of the Hollows that appeared at some point. Catalog Nexi and powerful demons around the Ravenlands. So that is going to be a 12-step clock as well. Can I get...
Actually.
Oh, this should have been VI, not IV. Can I get 4d6 for the dictum from Andy?
No, it is actually Nexuses.
Oh, is it? Nexuses.
Oh my god, there it is.
Oh my god, we crit. Hell yeah. Wow. Well done.
Finally, someone let me out of my cage.
Good job, Andy.
Right here. I gotcha.
All right. We've done the Ministry of Preservation.
Only for the dictum.
Only for the dictum.
Yeah.
Dictum crit. We did
Time
Iron
to
Hook
use
Prison.
nothing.
We did Morticia and the Mage Rights, the Rust Brothers, the Inspectors, the Brigade. Aha! Firestone Fuels. They are a tier 4 faction. Strong. They are... Oh, okay. I didn't finish writing them because I only realized after last week's session that I needed the coal industry. Or the coal company that had a monopoly on coal mining and fuel in the city. Now converting many plants. Now converting plants to arcane utilities and installing infrastructure for the wealthy. Okay. So the church is actually really opposed to this in some ways. I think there's actually a divide among the church in total about this, because some people are like, I don't know, like using magic to fuel our day-to-day is too easy. And
Who is complaining about that?
well, the
the rest of
church,
us would,
yeah.
because they want you to be forged in the fire of hardship and
They have
building of
quite
strength.
literally only made their lives better until this moment.
Well, yeah, I mean, I think some are like,
also-
we've earned this. Like, we have dominated our enemies. We have brought back these artifacts that were melting down. We have demanded tithing from the weak, forcing them to prove their strength, or otherwise, prove their worth in other ways. And since we're the strong ones, we get to reap the benefits of this. But then the others, the conservative ones, are like, well, yeah, yes, we are strong, but look at how that is making us lazy. Like, now you're just going to have this box in your house that's just going to do everything for you. Now you don't have to go out and, work.
That's the ultimate goal, right?
Yeah.
Being alive.
What were you going to say, Andy?
Oh, John was asking why they would have that doctrine, and I just like any power structure has to have a scarcity of something that forces people to work.
But well, never mind.
So like of course they would have magic that could make everyone's life easy, but then encourage them not
Well,
to
it
use
seems
it.
like
So
their
that they...
economy is solely based around like pilfering from other cultures. So I don't necessarily agree that they
It's
need
a city
people
of
to be working.
thieves.
Kinda, yeah.
I mean, isn't that kind of what some like not tribes, but weren't there like groups of people throughout history who like they didn't develop technology or like
Yeah, they were
farm their own
called
food, they just stole it?
uh, yeah, so history.
Nick, you're talking about the wealthy. That's the tribe of people you're talking about.
Oh, yeah, fair.
So in like proto cultures, and we see this time and time again, it turns out that civilization is pretty weak, and anytime one gets big enough, suddenly a group of people on horseback show up from the plains and just sort of take it over.
Mm-hmm.
This happened with the what are they called? The Hittites first. They took over all of Babylon. If you don't know what Babylon is, fuck me, right? They're makers of civilization. And then the Mongols did it, and it just kind of happens over and over and over again, where civilized places do just get lazy, and then fucking people on horseback show up and just take it over militarily.
Yeah.
I'm getting murdered by a paladin.
Yeah. So I think the church, some members of the church are like, this is gonna make us soft. This is gonna make the people of our city, like our wealthy elite, soft. But then you have some people in the church, like the artificers, that are like, well, actually, this is going to enable us to be even better. So we just need to make sure that we're doing really well. Like we're continuously improving and building on this rather than just letting it be the status quo. So I think what Firestone fuels is their project is propaganda. To sell as many people as they can on the new industry. I think that this is going to be a 8-step clock. Can I get 4d6 from John for propaganda, please?
I would get that one.
You sure would.
I love propaganda.
That's
They
a
don't.
5. Okay. Moving on. Demon hunters, dockers, gondoliers, sailors, chauffeurs, ciphers, binders. We did all them. We're not doing any citizenry stuff. I don't think so. I mean, I wrote descriptions for these areas mostly so I like knew what kind of the focus of each neighborhood is, but I don't think the citizenry are working on anything in particular. We did the Horde, we did the Veilers. We're not doing anything with the Forgotten Gods. The Reconciled. Oh, we did them. The Weeping Lady we did. Oh, did we do the
Did we do the
Binders?
binders?
Oh.
Yeah, I don't think we did.
This is really interesting because Millman's character. So the binders, let me just describe them first. The binders are contractors with license and magic to bind and operate undead and demons in various labor industries related to production, such as farming, smithing, coal mining, etc. As industries have begun to invest in their own infrastructure for such labor, these contractors have recently been making noises about forming a union. So I think we have their project.
Everybody's unionizing.
Where does this come from?
That'll be really interesting because Millman's character is essentially a subcontractor. He's an assistant to a binder, but Millman seems to be an extremely competent binder, so I need to decide what to do with like his boss, and I don't really know where he wants to go. Like, is he going to try and get his own license? Is he like? I need to figure something out for Millman, but it sounds like unionize. What would unionizing look like? Like, what do they want specifically?
Rights. To not die at work all the time.
That's quitter talk, Andy. We don't quit here.
So it sounds.
sharing. Profit sharing.
Ooh, there you go.
So I think what's happening is rather than rely on independent contractors who can provide their own demons and undead, companies are buying undead and demons, like they are owning them, and then like with the truckers I was talking about before, like they are leasing it to people who don't own their own, probably so they can make a profit. Like, and so they're no longer relying on contractors as much. So the jobs for contractors are drying up unless contractors can take like a pitiful wage.
Or they create some sort of Zuber service that lets them coordinate on demand zombies for people.
So they're trying to like change who they're offering their like services to,
or how they're like.
Oh my gosh.
As the labor resource converts to like individually owned and rented out zombies.
Mm-hmm.
It's the way to survive in that business world is to create a business that coordinates the release and work of that for people the way that like Airbnb or Uber do.
Oh my gosh. What about like Zombie Vana? You like have a zombie vending machine?
Why did the Roll20 music just go crazy loud?
Oh, sorry. I started playing it in the Grim Streets of Alderstone game instead of the Song of the Ravenlands game. So maybe you need to adjust your audio in that game's settings.
I just did. I just muted it.
Okay, sorry.
No, you're good. getting trounced by a cloud over here.
Okay, so y'all are suggesting they coordinate their own like rates and job opportunities among themselves. But if the merchants, the companies, are trying to work with people who are not binders and just be like, yeah, we own our own demons and undead, use ours. We're not going to use those binders who own their own. Like, they're basically turning to a completely different group of people. Like, they're turning to the laborer faction instead of the binder faction for their work. So I could see the binders like switching to doing like a gig economy, but those opportunities are not going to be very big. Unless unless a company like plans really poorly and needs a sudden surge of work and they don't have the undead or demons to do it.
I mean, they could be trying to develop their own means to slow down these industries that are getting their own infrastructure, like
Yeah.
industrial espionage to keep their market share.
Yeah. So either like so sabotage the merchants' attempts to build infrastructure. So that could look like a number of things. That could be like buying up all the demons and undead from the church who provide them before the merchants get a chance to. It could be lobbying to the government to not like don't like just say don't ever consider selling to merchants. Because they don't want to ruin the merchants' businesses because then they won't have anyone to work for. Yeah. Well, we can figure this out later. We have the project. What that looks like could be a number of things. I think that will be a 6-step clock. And I get 2d6 from you, Brian, for the binders. A 5. Perfect. Okay. All right. I think that's our last faction.
I have to say, from a story writing standpoint, having all these labor disputes makes it really easy for you to basically put tension like anywhere you wanted to in the city.
Yes.
You can just have a demonstration of whoever trying to organize wherever. And so you can like always have tensions getting higher and conflict between organizers and police.
Yes, exactly. So
there
go ahead.
there a sorry, maybe I missed it. Is there a Alderstone Pinkertons or like, sort of agency faction who's like strictly being hired by the wealthy to break up strikes?
Oh, most certainly. We need to create one.
Yeah. It's like
Who's
the wealthy
striking?
want the wealthy want a strike break, and one of the ways they do that is with hired people to infiltrate and just like muscle to fuck up, labor efforts and for as long as there has been labor organizing, there have been people hired by the wealthy to undo the labor organization. The Pinkerton agency was not the first.
Okay, so I'm writing a description for a new faction. Muscles, fixers, whatever the merchants need them to be, to union bust and undo efforts from the working class to get rights and organize.
Yarp.
Do you want to come up with a name for this faction, Andy?
I mean, could we be as on the nose as like Pinkletons or Rustertons or something like that? I don't know. Let me
Well,
give it some thought.
I think they would be like mercenaries, right? Not mercenaries per se, but like they'd be their own independent contracting
Yeah,
business.
yeah. I mean, the Pinkerton agency was a service that rented out to wealthy business owners. It was just like, hey, hire us to stop your workforce from organizing. So,
As well as Abraham Lincoln.
yes. So, you know, they're a whole business.
Yeah. The Violet
But
Apes.
ooh, there you go.
You could always change undue efforts to undermine efforts and call them the Spelunkertons. The Spelunkertons, undermining the efforts of the poor since 10 AB, which is, 10 years after the Bloodness.
10 days after the Bloodness.
10 days. We'll go with 10 days. That's
Yeah,
better.
Yeah. Okay. We will add the Splunkertons. Yeah, I mean, one thing that's cool about like these systems that have these like faction games or faction sides is like as a GM, you can you don't have to have every single one of them working on a project or like give them all the depth that we have or that the book does, but you can if you want, and it does equip you with like something to pull at the perfect moment if it fits.
Yeah, well, and the Pinkertons infiltrated labor movements with like undercover people, so you can also just have random double agents whenever the story needs it.
Exactly. Well, and especially since there are a number of factions that are trying to infiltrate like the government, like how the reconciled, a bunch of ghosts are trying to infiltrate the Ministry of Preservation. Like the game sets up a lot of espionage like by default. Like some of the projects that the game hands you is stuff like that. So the Splunkertons are probably specifically hired right now to work against the Binders, right?
Yep.
Okay.
Infiltrate the Binders organization with undercover agents.
Yeah. So sometimes what can happen is factions can have competing clocks where whichever faction reaches theirs first, like cancels the other faction's clock, and it just fails as a result of the other faction completing theirs. So I think that's what will happen here, and I'll highlight them like a purple and put competing. Okay, so the Splunkertons are trying to sabotage Binders' efforts to. Well, I mean, this is getting really abstract. I mean, we are not giving any specifics here, but I don't think we have to right now. But for the Splunkertons, I think this is also a 6-step clock. But they're a tier 3 faction, so they have a little bit of an advantage here. Who would like to roll for the Splunkerton? Andy, you're next. 3d6, please.
Okay.
And if we're interested in the working class prevailing, roll low. That's a 6. Okay. So they are ahead on their clock. The Binders are going to have to crit, or the Splunkertons are going to have to do really poorly next time. So yeah, we have projects going for like almost all factions, which is great and exciting. So yeah, let's see here. I don't think I've updated all of the crew statuses. Let me look here. The Talon has a 2. Bill hooks and grinders are at -1. Got those. The gray cloaks are at a +1. Where's the gray cloaks? Ah, here they are. The Morticia and Mage Rights are at -2 with our party. There's the Morticia and the Mage Rights. Why do we have that? I think we wrote that down somewhere, why they have -2. I'll have to look back. Okay, Rest Brothers and Inspectors are at -1. Rest Brothers, the Inspectors, there they are, -1. Nope, -1. The Dockers and Chauffeurs, we have +1. Perfect. The Reconciled, we are at +2. Okay, so we're friends with the Ancient Ghost organization that's trying to infiltrate the Ministry of Preservation. Cool. With the Sisters of Heem, we're at -1. And that's it. Okay. So this is looking good. We'll have to do another one of these after Friday's session at some point to update all these faction clocks.
I mean, the hard work is done. You just need to do a lot of rolling. And then
Yeah.
replace projects if things get finished, right?
Exactly. So, yeah, I mean, depending on how tired I am, I may just do it as soon as we wrap the story, the job. But maybe I'll do it another time. Okay, cool. I am pleased.
I'm glad.
Thanks for helping me out with this, y'all.
Sure. It was fun coming up with some nifty and funny things to toss in there.
Yeah. I appreciate all the input. Especially when it gets kind of late like this. I'm not always in the most creative mood. Usually, like, my creative inhibitions are loosened, but I tend to get tired and just not be able to think.
Release your inhibitions and feel the rain on your skin, Nick.
Feel the rain on your skin.
No one else can take it for you. Only you can let it in. No one else. No one else. The spell. Cool. All right. Well,
Good talk.
good talk. All right.
Guys, this has been Fable Table.
Yep. Are we wrapping for the night?
Yeah, I think so. I am crashing. I got up quite early.
Same.
So,
Fable table where we do Nick's homework and make it look easy.
hell yeah.
Sure.
Thanks for joining us for yet another prepisode of Grim Streets of Alderstone. I think I have now a separate playlist on YouTube for prepisodes. I have the one where Coffee Traveler and Greg Hansen helped me come up with and modify all of the factions, and now we have our second one with the project. So
Nice.
I know John wants to hang out with me and talk about how we prep as GMs at some point.
I do, yes.
Yeah.
That might be a fun thing for next week, as I will be gone.
Oh my fucking god. Shadow, we gotta move on without you, man. I'm sorry.
Dude, if you gotta move on, you gotta move on. I'm cool with missing a session and you figuring things out.
Shh. He is the
Oh.
Inquisitor of Worm.
I'm gonna strangle the Inquisitor if we don't move on with the
He's literally
mystery.
your
Nick.
boss right now.
You know what? You're right. But you know what? I'm also his boss in a different realm. Okay?
Fair enough. Well, you know what? Merrick knows how to delegate, hire good people and get out of their way.
Fuck, man. I sure hope so. Oh,
You know, I think there was like half an episode where Merrick was like, I don't know if I trust Wick. And then he was like, it's fine.
it's fine.
All
We have
right.
trust.
Cool. Well, we have been Fable Table, and we've been procrastinating at signing off. So have a good night, everyone. We'll see you next
Night,
time.
everybody.
Good
Night.
night.
Bye.
I'll be on Greg Hansen's this weekend.
Oh, sick.
Good luck, John.
Good luck out in those mists.
Thank you.
Bye.
Bye.